welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is CypherBox bringing you the latest in boxing news, and it's just been announced that the WBC, the head of the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, has ordered the immediate rematch of Canelo versus Triple G. So he's ordered the match, the fight. Looks like Jermall Charlo is going to have to wait. Clearly he's going to be sitting on the sidelines for now until Triple G and Canelo face each other. But it's been ordered that fight's going to happen straight away. Haven't had any information in terms of what Oscar De La Hoya thinks, Canelo. I'm sure Triple G and Tom Loeffler and the team Triple G, Abel Sanchez, and everyone else there won't be too bothered by it. But haven't heard anything from either team directly, and especially not from Team Canelo. I'm glad that the rematch is happening. Of course, there's questions to be answered. As I told you before, I saw this fight as a draw. I scored it 115-115. I scored 2 rounds even. That's how I got that scorecard. If you want to know what my exact thoughts of that fight was, then go and look at my analysis video of that fight, which I did a couple of weeks ago. But as for this fight, looking forward to it. Plenty of money involved in this fight. You know this is going to be bigger than the first fight. There's apparent controversy surrounding the judges' scorecards, and I do say apparent because there was only one judge who I felt was really way out, and that was Adelaide Bird. I made my point about her. I don't think she should be scoring a fight again, or a big fight like this. I don't even think she should be scoring fights at all, to be honest with you. But you know, the Nevada State Athletics Commission has decided to keep her on the down low. You know, not allowing her to be involved in big fights for a while, they said. But that was only scorecard that I didn't agree with. I agreed with the 114-114. I wouldn't have disagreed too much with the 115-113 to Triple G either, or if the other scorecard read 115-113 to Canelo, I wouldn't have disagreed with that. I felt it was a close fight, and I scored it a draw myself personally. A lot of people saw it as a close fight, and a lot of people out there screaming robbery and conspiracies and theories and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not buying into any of that nonsense. Most people out there don't even know how to score a fight, to be honest with you. What do I think these two guys need to do in the rematch? Well, I will do a prediction video for this one. I didn't get around to doing one for the last one. I'm really gutted that I didn't actually do a prediction video for the first one. I didn't get a chance to do it, unfortunately. But definitely one thing we learned in this fight is that Canelo needs to work on his conditioning. He gassed out way too early, in my opinion. By the mid-rounds, he was out of steam. And for the rest of the fight, he really had to dig deep and push hard to get moments of success against Triple G. Triple G probably needs to start a little bit quicker. He didn't get going until probably about the 5th round. So he probably needs to work the body a little bit better as well. He really didn't get to the body like we've seen him do against other opponents in the past. So he probably needs to utilise that a bit more. Plus, he needs to, in this rematch, I think Triple G needs to stop chasing Canelo around the ring. He chased him around the ring. Usually, I'm so impressed. I've always said that Triple G, in my opinion, is probably the best in boxing at cutting off the ring. He uses his footwork. He uses it so economically in terms that he takes 1 or 2 or 3 steps and he closes off the ring. Against most of his fights, you go and watch those fights. You go and watch his fights from the past. He takes that 1 step. He anticipates where his opponent's going. He anticipates that really well. Cuts off that side. They go the other way. Cuts off that side. They go the other way. Cuts off that side. And suddenly he's got him against the rope or in the corners. And he's not out of energy. He uses very little energy when he does that. Against Canelo, it felt like he was chasing him around the ring. So that's something he needs to do. He needs to go back to be able to close off the ring. And he probably needs to review the fight himself between him and Abel Sanchez. Canelo, I think Canelo needs to be a little bit more not aggressive. I think we know Canelo can fight on the ropes. He's very good at fighting on the ropes. He can fight out the corners. You know, he has become pretty much an all-round boxer in that sense. But the one thing I noticed is, and the one thing I've always noticed about Triple G, if you apply pressure and you're aggressive with him, he will put his hands up, look to block those punches, and he won't fire back, you know. And there are examples of that where Canelo came out really aggressive, took control of the centre of the ring, you know, started letting off combinations, and Triple G just backed off. You know, I think Canelo in this fight definitely needs to get Triple G to back off and push him back in this fight, in my opinion. And, you know, we'll probably see a different result if Canelo can manage to do that. He's got to control the centre of the ring this time. Don't sit on the ropes. But at the same time, I understand why he couldn't hold the centre of the ring all the time, because he kept gassing out. You know, his conditioning was that bad that he was gassed out, you know, by the halfway mark of the fight. And when he was pressing like that towards the end of the fight, he couldn't sustain it because he didn't have the conditioning to do that. In this one, he needs to make sure he has the conditioning for it. Anyway, look, there's a whole load of things that I could talk about with regards to that rematch. I'm not going to go into it now. I will do a prediction video, obviously, nearer the time. But just wanted to say that the fight has been ordered by Mauricio Sulaiman, or the head of the WBC. He announced it today, I believe, at his WBC convention. And yeah, that's what we're having now. Looks like Charlo's going to have to wait in the wings, on the sidelines. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. As always, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.